It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Mogaetso madimeki ha o re ga mogela gape le nna go la gago le itumedisang ke leo Expresso on SABC3 ke laboraro beke entse e tsamaya go a go pele ibile ke December boss. You know what the problem is with that though? People think too much about the wololoness of ke December boss and they forget about the dololoness of ke January boss. Let's help you manage your finances.
We are continuing our financial discussion with Warren about debt and how to handle it over the festive season, what to do if you've got it and how to avoid it so that we can start 2017 on the best note possible. So I know there are a lot of people celebrating. Maybe they've got a 13th check, maybe they've got a bonus back from SARS. Yeah. How do you recommend we approach those sorts of kind of unexpected bonuses at this time of the year?
The nice thing about a bonus is that if you haven't planned for it and it has arrived, and I think nowadays it's quite tough to get bonuses from businesses. So I think what you would do then is set aside some money to spend that you're going to blow guilt-free and say to yourself, you know what, this is a reward, it's great, and then you budget that and you spend that. Take another portion, and my view is if you have got debt, at least half of your windfall you've got to put away. You've got to put back into paying down your debts, get it down to
interest,
and I think that's a great way of paying yourself for the next year. You know, if your debt repayments are less for the year ahead, I mean that's a wonderful way to start. Hopefully it opens a bit of a gap in your budget. But don't be afraid to set aside some money for fun to reward yourself. I think as human beings that's what we want. You know, we are motivated by short-term rewards. So give yourself a reward and then set aside money that you put into your dets.
Yeah, man, and you have earned it. You don't want to start the new year exhausted inside and out. You want to kind of feel like you've gifted yourself something as well. They say pay yourself first.
Yeah.
And I know that doesn't necessarily apply in this case, but you want to reward yourself. You've mentioned spending a little bit earlier, saving rather a little bit earlier. How do we adapt our thinking towards saving over this period? Can we kind of tap out a little bit? Do we need to focus more on saving? What are your thoughts?
I think if you've got a toss-up between going into debt or saying, okay, I'm just not going to save this month, then I would say, okay, fine. If that's your reward, 1 month out of the year where you're not going to save, but you're not going to go into debt, then do that. If you can still save a bit, obviously that's always better, but I think at least try not to increase your debt or go into debt further, and make sure you do pay whatever debts you do have on a continuous basis.
Focus on that as your first tier. Any last little tips going into the festive season?
I think, it's always going to be about a game plan. Set your game plan to say to yourself, this is my reward, this is what I can do, and it's guilt-free, I'm not stressing about it, but then with the rest of my money, I'm paying down debts, I'm managing my expenses, and I'm setting myself up correctly for the year ahead. And I think it's amazing, by this time next year, you'll see how much better your year will have been and how much better your life is.
I absolutely love it. And I think also added to that, communicate. Speak to your loved ones, speak to your family, speak to your kids. Manage expectations over this time of the year as well. Just take a bit of that pressure off yourself. You don't want your holiday to be the most stressful time of the year. And I have to say, again, I shake your hand every time because I know that you are schooling children with an incredible foundation that you run, and all of the proceeds from How to Make Your First Million, a brilliant book that we've previewed here on the show, all of those proceeds going towards supporting children, getting them through school in those vital years, and helping families that really wouldn't be able to do that otherwise. So thank you so much for doing that.
I appreciate it.
I think by now you could have made quite a lot. You could have made your second million through that. But please go out there and support Warren's foundation. You can find the book in all good bookstores, How to Make Your First Million. It's definitely worth the read, so you can gift yourself that this festive season.